What is going on? Speed Shak Garage, end of the year wrap up. We're going to give you the rundown of the vehicles we worked on and the vehicles we're going to work on. Surprise at the end, so stick around because we're going to be talking about the new project for 2024. So to start things off, clean off the hood because this old girl hasn't been seeing the dirt lately or been driven enough this year, but our 71 Super Beetle turned into a Baja Bug has been running great. We did have some hiccups with the head stud getting pulled out, got that fixed. We did do a new exhaust on it, forgot about that, and the front struts, and some lighting upgrade. So we've done some things on it, but nothing major like we did last year where we made this from a stock Beetle into what it is now. So if you haven't seen that, check out our earliest videos of us building this Super Beetle into the Baja Bug. I'm going to show you a couple of the little things that we did on it, and then you can go back and check out the videos on how we did everything. Okay, we're going to step to the front of the Bug first, where I built a Stinger style front bumper for it out of kind of just scrap we had lying around, and bolted it to the front end of it where also the tow bar bolts to. So it's been holding up pretty well. We got it all finished, painted. There's some glitter paint sparkle, I don't know, gave it some type of a look. And this thing's awesome. You can sit on it, stand on it, and it's hasn't taken any hits yet, but so far so good on it. Really like how that came out. We also did some upgrades of some turn signals here from motorcycle turn signals. Then out back, did work on getting a new muffler put on it. This MagnaFlow, I don't know what it is quite, but built some bracketry down there. But we did get this welded on because that other one was just a super trap on the end of this tri-mill, and it was super loud, like the name, and I want to drive this and not piss the neighbors off, and I like how much quieter it is. I can actually hear myself. So new muffler on it, which was great. We also did some upgrades on the inside with the CB radio, but really didn't get anything out on that, and new struts underneath it, because obviously this being a Super Beetle, these got blown out pretty much immediately off-roading it, and those now have been replaced, and they're way better. Oh, that's what it was up in here. We finished off our front end, got that all sealed up, which was awesome. Biggest job I needed to do this year, because not kind of having a trunk-ish space in this was getting annoying. And as you can see, it's all now, I gotta paint that. This is all now boxed in, finished off, reinforced, and this is good to go. We've cleaned up the inside. Like I said, just kind of filled all the holes and stuff from when we cut that front off. Very excited about that. Like I said, now I kind of have some storage up front to throw things or whatever I need to do. Did some wiring cleanup, but that was the big job got done this year. Glad that's done. So, obviously this was the first thing we've ever built on the channel last year. Kind of didn't get as much attention this year, but let's move to the one thing we did pay attention to and put a lot of time and effort into, and that is the 76 BMW 2002. Stepping over to the other side of the garage, the other side of German engineering, this BMW themed the baby blue 02 I've had for, I think, going on 9 years now. Bought this, was the first kind of classic car I've bought and paid for. Drove it for years in Arkansas. Had a head gasket go. I fixed it. Brought it here to New Mexico. Drove it for a year or so. Blew another head gasket, but it sounded worse than a head gasket. So I parked it for 4 years, I believe, not driving it. and I really wanted it back on the road. And us starting this channel, this was the thing that was going to be on it. Like the first one I wanted to do, but the bug was ready to go, so we made that happen. Anyways, so this year, this thing finally got running again. I built the engine from the ground up, videos on that, and completely cleaned the whole engine bay and the front subframe. So now everything under this hood has been shaved, cleaned up, painted, and done. Also did some floorboard repair on it. That was a surprise. And rebuilt some pedal boxes. Basically, this was the project of the year. Go back, watch it through, tell me what you think, because this is my favorite car. I've had it forever, and I'm just so happy to be able to get on the road now and drive it. And at the end of building this, we did go on a big trip with it. You'll have to check that out. So I'll show you a couple of the things we did on it, but man, glad this thing's driving again. So getting the hood open, I'll show off the main thing I did to this thing, and that is building this engine, which I'm pretty proud of. We're probably at over 2,000 miles on it, and it is still running good. No issues except for one oil leak up front and an oil pressure sensor leaking. So I'm going to order a new one. Not a big deal, but we are going to try to solve that front oil leak later this year because it isn't great. But as you could tell, we've got some sweet Kugelworks hood struts, still an M10 engine, but this time upgraded to a 3636, and this is a knockoff Weber. Wanted to see how it went. So far, so good. Pretty much everything else is standard. And strut bar, we'd see, let's see, we got 218 hours on it. Read that upside down. And then I went through and I painted everything. So the whole front from here up has been cleaned of rust, the holes filled, everything's done and then painted. Next is going to be finishing up this little bit in here. Had some patch done work up there. Going to get in here and clean this up, but we're going to end up painting the rest of that black, kind of just to finish it off, because that's a decent line to finish it, is that rain gutter thing for the front windshield. Is perfect line to stop, plus all the paint under here is still crap. Get some windshield wiper nozzles back on it as well. But yeah, this was the big project of the year. Put a lot of money, a lot of effort into it. All the parts I've been saving for 5 years have finally got to get put on it, but we're still not done with it. Like I said, some of those things up front, but the entire rear subframe is going to get pulled. Everything's going to get cleaned, painted. We're going to weld in some of the adjustments so we could do more toe and camber, everything like that into it. So we're going to be doing all of those videos coming soon of rebuilding the whole rear end. Basically going to just drop it like I did the front, get everything sandblasted, powder coated, new bushings, the whole nine. So stay tuned, because that rear end is going to be getting rebuilt. So that'll be nice. Nothing to the interior so far because I haven't found the right seats. That's basically the next thing, is getting some new, nicer bolstering seats, because this thing handles so well that you cannot be held in with just those harnesses and those stock seats. So that will be coming up soon on the channel. Like I said, this still has some big plans ahead for it. This bad boy, we're just going to keep rocking it. We had talked about doing some front suspension changes and stuff, but with this project and some I'm going to show you next, this is good to go. I'm loving driving it, and it's fun. So we'll be leaving the Bug alone, but don't go anywhere, Volkswagen people, because that's a hint towards the end. So, anyways, there's those two projects in the garage. So also this end of the year, I was trying to think of what was like the tool I used the most, or if you're starting off working on stuff, like what to get that I've been using a lot of and comes in handy and honestly isn't that expensive. And my tool of the year for us has to be the Riv Nut Riveter, whatever. Thread inserts, whatever you want to call them. These things have saved me, have been so useful, especially on this BMW build. I went through probably over 200 riv nuts because I messed up some and what I used. But man, if you're doing exactly what I was doing that engine bay cleaning. You know, I filled in every hole, not worried, because I drill a little hole, stick one of these rib nuts, put it in there, and then boom, have a almost factory install back nut. So these things are great. They come in every size. You can order any style of metal rib nuts. I went between steel and the aluminum ones because they're just softer and cheaper, I think. Or you get the heavy duty steel ones. But yeah, I was just getting a whole bunch of these ones. You can find these online for $12-15, I think. Harbor Freight has them. The only thing you can't get at Harbor Freight is the rib nuts themselves, which I thought was silly. At least my Harbor Freights, I checked both. You can get the rib gun and everything, but you can't just get the inserts there. So it'd be cool if you guys started selling those, because I'd be buying a lot of them then. But you can order them online. Anyways, if you're starting off doing car stuff and you're going to be tackling the more restoration side of projects of doing floor pans, the engine bay cleaning part, really not as much the mechanical side, or both, whatever. Get yourself one of these because you'll be loving it, and doing panels, trim pieces. You can just put your own threads wherever you want. So there you go. Rambling on about the tool I think I use the most and definitely could not do without is the rib nut riveter. So that will wrap up what's in the garage. I look around, I don't think I have anything else. Nope, that was it. But we're going to, because that's not going to end here. I'm going to jump to the shop where I store 2 more projects and where the lift is that we work on stuff. And you're going to see what we have in store, some of the bigger ideas for this year coming up, 2024. And we're going. Now we're at the shop where we store a couple of the other cars. And you guys know the 81 RX-7 behind me. We bought this thing for $1,000, not running. Got it running, ready for the track within a week. Check out that episode if you haven't, but this thing isn't going anywhere. Got a small pile of parts for it. We're gonna new wheels and tires, window regulators. That window is broken, driver's side. We're gonna fix that fuel cell. We've got new old seats for it because that race seat was gosh awful. We've got a new radiator, and I'm gonna be building some shrouds and an electric fan to help cool this on the track. But we're gonna be bringing this soon. I wanna clean up, make it look a little prettier because it's rough. ROOF, rough, the capital F. And so this thing is coming back. I know it wasn't as popular on the channel, but please comment if you want to see more RX-7 stuff, let me know. I'm gonna be investing into this as a full track car. Even if it doesn't make it to the channel, my plan is to start racing this season and getting this thing ready. So we're also gonna try to figure out a cage and all that fun stuff for it. But there it is, beautiful fried banana. And we are going to be kicking this off, getting it going. I'm excited. This is definitely one of my favorite cars. Lots of Facebook scrolling and pictures of what I want it to look like. And so we're gonna be getting there. And hopefully soon. So this is a keeper for now. And then, keep you in close here. Some people have seen it. Some people know about it. I've posted a little on it. But we have supposedly a 61 what? Volkswagen Beetle. This thing is a true barn find. I found it in a barn in Texas. It's not running, but man, the patina on this thing is beautiful. It was originally ruby red. I'm gonna try to bring back more red, get rid of this white primer that somebody ruined it with. But I have a mountain, and I mean a mountain of parts for this thing. We are going to be replacing probably every bushing, bolt, everything on this car, except for the paint. We're keeping it the way it is. We're gonna lower it a couple inches, drop it 2 inches, I think, is what this plan is, or a little bit more. Clean up some of the body, hit some of these dents and stuff. And the only rust in the whole thing is the floorboard where the battery sat, which is super common, I guess, in these. I knew nothing of it, but I knew it was a steel, and it's a 61, and everyone loves 61s. So I'm excited. This is going to be our 2024 project. We're going to get it running, we're going to get it driving, and we're going to get it out the door. We're going to sell this one. That's hopefully the plan, is to restore it, resto mod it, whatever you want to call it, bring it back, make it a good daily, and then pass it on to someone else, because I love it, but I think this has some money in it to be made. So check this thing out. So it's got wide fives, still have the little peanut signals there. This side is definitely more white, which I want to get rid of. The back, someone had started primering this and didn't finish it, so the goal is to paint this completely, repaint it ruby red, hopefully, so it kind of looks like it's never was on there and was put back on after sitting in a barn. So that's the plan. I do have both turn signals, the snowflake turn signals, which I guess are the ones to get. Have the signals, and all the glass is in okay condition. This definitely, had gotten some splatter on it. Maybe when it was, I did not notice that. So the glass does have some splatter, probably my doing, from it sitting in my garage for all 2 days while working on other projects. So that sucks. That back window is really nice, but oh well. But all the glass is there, not bad condition. The front windshield does have some bubbling and separating, but whatever. This is my favorite side of it. I also have all new trim. You can see the red, just good patina on the door there, right under that. This side to me is perfect. I don't know what is going on here, but it's cool, so it's staying. The other side, I definitely am going to try to get some of the white off. There's not that many dents. The only dent there is for me hitting it on accident when it was parked at the house. And I think that was on this side here. This side does have some Bondo and patchwork done. Somebody started repairing it. Looks like there was a seam, so we're going to match some of that, I think. And brand new tires on it when I got it. And that's all he wanted his money back on, was the tires. So the inside, I'll show you. It is not the best. This door needs to be lubed up. That should not be that tight. I don't want anything to break. I figured a little rust bubble right there we'll take care of. But inside, we have the dash. I have the original radio for it and that panel. Those are just out. I didn't want anything to happen to them while they sit in the shop. Steering wheel, definitely going to need to work on shifter, and I don't even think it has brakes or anything, but I have all new stuff. And the inside, you can see it is pretty clean. No interior. It echoes like crazy. We have some new seats sitting under here and carpet kit, and then you could peek real quick. You could see the floorboard is rusted out. Actually, it's rusted out there too. I forgot. So the whole floor is going to be replaced, just this one. But you could see that battery made a perfect square for it. There's some spider webs. But still a 6-volt car. And might keep it that way. I have a full conversion kit for 12 volt. So that might be a fun one. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. Basically, this is the first time I'm ever talking about this car or showing anybody, because it's just been in the background. I mean, even the door cards are okay. We can clean up those handles. I'm gonna try to get the interior kind of as nice and clean as we can get it. There's some green. I can look at this thing all day. There's so much cool little stuff in terms of patina that I'm excited for. I think all the door seal in here is gone, but I gotta fix that door. It's a solid car. So, and I'm gonna show you the engine, which I'm so excited for. I didn't even look at this for what the deal was. The guy, I just said I'll be there in a week to pick it up, and that's what I did. So if we peek under here, somebody's been in here and rebuilt this. These tins, let's just clean that off. Look at that. They're shiny. This is not the stock tin. There's no heater ducts, obviously, out here. The exhaust just kind of end. It had some weird stinger sticking out of it. We're gonna do something different. I have all the tins for it. Well, just this last one. But man, this thing is in pristine condition. I even was able to turn it. Ugh. And it feels like a whole 60 horsepower compression or less. Inside, the points look good. It's all Bosch. Somebody's rebuilt this, and it's I have a good feeling this thing's gonna run. It's not gonna take a lot, but it still's gonna be a fun project. I also have the backbone. I mean, we have every part for it, I think. So this thing's gonna be awesome. So we're gonna be kicking off the year in this. We're gonna be starting with the get it running, get it driving, get it stopping, and then pull it all apart, fix everything, clean up this sweet patina, and see it slam. Even got the running boards, I think, are in there. Yeah, I love this car. I think this is gonna be a cool one when it's all said and done. Just gotta get that white paint off because it looks terrible. So hopefully we can get it. Anyways, that's the rundown of the cars. 2023 was awesome. We got some big projects done, like the BMW that's been off the road for I don't know how long. And we got it to Arkansas, which was so cool. We got a new project, the RX-7 over there, that we were able to get running, get it on the track, and find out that it's a crappy car. Not the car itself, but well, this car particularly was crappy. It needs some work to be a good track car. And our newest project that has been sitting in the background for 2 years now, ready to be running, driving. It needs it. I'm excited to see it go. And then, of course, as always, we got the Super Baja, just always running, doing great. I mean, that thing didn't do much to it this year. We replaced some struts. We built that. Actually, we did the struts. We did the bumper. We did the rear head. Yeah, we did the head stud. Whole bunch of stuff to it. But that thing's going to stick around. Gonna keep driving it, but we're really gonna be focusing on these two this year. And I know the BMW still has more to do, so that stay tuned. Basically, we're gonna be focusing on those 4 cars. That's a lot, I think, for me. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. This is 2023 over, ready to go into the new year, and it was pretty cool to be here. Oh, and if you could like and subscribe, we're super close to 1,000. Would love it. Please.